Hey guys, I am here today to answer some viewer questions. I'm trying something a little bit new. Of course, I love to answer what you guys ask, but I have a special surprise for you today. Oh gosh, he's so dramatic, but I love him for it. All right, so Chris is here with me, and we are going to answer some of the questions that I get asked the most, and Chris gets asked the most. And the exciting part is we both have two totally different answers. So one of the biggest questions Chris and I get is, why do we make people undress for weigh-ins and like weigh in almost nude on national television? I know it seems a little bit scary, but there is a method to our madness. Chris, take it away.
Well, first and foremost, what we really do is rehabilitation. And without a doubt, all of the folks that we work with, they have a tendency, they'll cover themselves up in clothing because they're ashamed of their appearance. They're ashamed of what they've done to themselves. But it's really important when we understand addiction and rehabilitation that it's shame that fuels the addiction cycle. And so one of the very first steps in that process is to declare the fact that yes, you have a problem, to totally own it, to take responsibility for it, and then do what we call, setting yourself free. And it is an absolutely terrifying thing for somebody to go up in front of a group of people and of course take their clothes off, but just as it's terrifying for an addict to admit that they're an addict for the very first time, because it's showing vulnerability. But the thing is, vulnerability that's not weakness at all. It is the greatest
courage.
marker
Strength.
of courage and strength. And so that's one of the biggest reasons that we do it. And it's to teach that individual such a powerful lesson. Because if you talk to them before they actually take their clothes off and they weigh in front of a group of people, and you speak with them after, talk to them about their expectations beforehand. And most of them will say, oh, I don't know what they're going to say. Everyone's going to hate me. They're going to turn their back on me. And then they take their clothes off and they step on the scale. And if you speak with anybody in the group, who was actually like in the room or in the audience, who actually watched the whole thing happen, they will all say that was the most amazing, courageous thing that they've ever seen. And that's the feedback that the individual gets. And all of a sudden they realize, I was scared of something that wasn't even real the whole time. And oh my gosh, I feel so free now.
Yeah, no, you are exactly right. And I also think one of the biggest reasons I like people to take their clothes off when they weigh in is because I want them to know you have to be happy with who you are now to find happiness at the end. I think so often people come to us and they think that, when I get here, when I reach my goal, when I lose 200 pounds, or maybe it's only 20 pounds, then I'll be happy. And in reality, if you don't accept yourself, every part of who you are right now, there's no way you're going to accept yourself 20 pounds later or 200 pounds later. We call it lottery syndrome. Like they think, when I hit the lottery, I'm going to be happy and all my problems are going to be solved. But the reality of the situation is, when you win the lottery or when you lose 200 pounds, you're going to have more problems. Like the saying is true, more money, more problems. Well, it goes with weight too. The more success you have, the more problems you have as well. And so if you cannot accept and love who you are now with your extra skin or your extra fat, whatever it is, and all, then there's a really good chance you're not going to accept and love yourself when you get to the end as well. So I feel like it's really important that all of the people that I weigh in do know that, hey, this is who I am today. And while I've made a lot of choices in the past that have led to this person, I'm accepting this person today that is sitting here with their shirt off on the scale, not feeling good about themselves. Because once you accept and you love who you are, you can start taking the necessary steps to making yourself the best version possible. So that's my biggest reason, and I'm so happy I have you here today to do this with me. Thank you.
Of course.
We both have, if you can't tell, we both have very different opinions and different reasons why we do things, but I also think that's why we work so well together. So.
I think the method to the madness is pretty much tried and true, and it would almost be better not just to ask us, but to ask everybody who's gone through the process, who's actually stood on the scale. And you ask them, and they'll go back to that moment and they'll say, I was terrified, but it's one of the best things I've ever done.
I have an idea. Everybody watching here that is used to stepping on the scale and weighing it in private with your clothes on, I want you guys to all try, for once, try weighing in with your shirt off. And maybe even in front of someone that you know that loves and cares and accepts you regardless, and like let them know before you get on the scale, hey, this is a tough thing for me. I have a hard time stepping on the scale without my shirt on in front of a mirror. And I'm doing this in front of you. And I guarantee once you do it, you will see that everything we've said today is totally 100% true. You will feel like a champ, and whoever's there with you will admire your courage beyond belief. Anything else, babe?
That's
Challenge
it.
of the day. Go get them.